One thing to add to that though, like there's one thing I love about someone is that when you're talking to them, they always bring the conversation back to Christ as well. So obviously we grow up in church. Oh, you guys grew up in church, but like whenever I'm speaking to someone and then the conversation goes back to them, it's really encouraging for me, especially. Like that's really amazing.
Yeah, and I think that's I think it's really important. I think in discussions that we have, I think when it's just the guys and we're talking about something, and it's more when we ask a question or we want to vent and then get an opinion back. I think in our circles, it's important to try see what the Bible says about it.
Yeah, sure.
And I think getting that biblical perspective overrides my perspective.
100%.
You know, like I can give an opinion, or I can give some advice, or I can give something that someone might use as, for example, wisdom. But if it's not biblical, then it's worthless.
Exactly.
You know, in a setting where we're talking about something, you know, like that could be uplifting or biblical in the sense, you always want to try to bring it to the Bible.
Yeah.
Because that biblical perspective will always overshadow your perspective.
That's something we always talk about, especially with the podcast, right? Like, we love having a laugh. We love doing what we get to do. But it's so important that we do bring it back to Christ.
100%.
Like, we've always said that we had a meeting at the beginning of the year about the shows and the channel and everything we do. And we said, no matter what show we do, no matter what podcast it is, whatever, even if it is League Chat, where it is not a gospel-centered podcast, everything we do has to lead back to eternity. Yeah. Like, we want everything we do to lead back to eternity. You know, we love talking sport, and hopefully someone watching a League Chat episode will not just see how great Stat is at his footy content, but will maybe explore the rest of our personalities and see what we're actually about.
Leaves a great testimony.
Yeah, it's
when they're able to do that.
And that's the point of being a Christian, right? It's not leaving a mark so that you can be remembered. It's leaving a mark so that Christ's work can be continued.
But and I think, but bringing it back to the idea of having those conversations, I think if you're the one that's needing the advice, no matter what the situation might be, I think you need to accept that the biblical perspective is always what's needed.
100%.
Even though it might not be in the favor of what you're thinking, or what you're expecting the answer to be. So those kind of conversations that you're talking about can even be in general. We were talking about the other night at Charlize's birthday. We had a conversation just about ministry.
Yeah.
We started off talking about footy. We're talking about dogs, talking about dragons, talking about knights.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. That's what I was talking about. It doesn't even have to be in regards to the venting stuff. Like, like of course, like that should be. You should be getting biblical counsel when, especially when you need something. You shouldn't be going to someone your own age or on the same level as you. You have to, for me, you have to go to spiritual elders to get that.
Agreed.
But when we're talking about footy, talking about sport, talking about work, and then turn the conversation back to Christ, I think that for me is so important.
Yeah, but I think that is based off a person's relationship with Christ.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, you can't do that unless you do have a strong relationship with Christ, and it's evident. Because if you do try to bring every conversation back to a Christian standpoint, or you try to bring in the Bible in some way, you can tell it's forced. Yeah. Like, you can tell when someone's faking it. You can tell when someone's just trying to be holy. And I think what's important about that is realizing, hey, we're not perfect, but to have conversations like this, to have relationships like this, is ensuring your relationship with Christ is strong.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, for sure.